I didn't see it. Hey, good Saturday morning. I want everyone to click like, share, and subscribe. And happy rainy Saturday wherever you are at. Happy Saturday. But click like, share, and subscribe. Good morning, Mickey.
Good morning, Tonya Burns.
Listen, Mickey don't be sounding all excited. He all good morning, Tonya Burns.
I got you.
And I'm coming here with, hey, good morning. Mickey all on, I think you on about 5, and I'm on like maybe 8 today. Maybe 8. So first of all, click like, share, and subscribe. And we want to make sure that we're keeping new shows like this available so that everyone can watch and get the real news. Find out what is going on in and around you. Uh, it's been a lot happening. So I'm going to begin by, I almost started to say do a rerun today or play a past show. Because one thing my family has been going through a lot. My siblings had to. That's okay, Mickey. Listen, listen. That's Mickey messing up, y'all. But don't say no. Mickey, good. I want to for my with my family this week. My siblings buried their mother, and my Mickey had to step out, y'all, for a second. Mickey better go on and stay in. They're gonna work through this with us.
Get on.
Listen, you are all right. You are all right. So I want to send a special tribute and for my siblings because they had to bury their mother, and she was affectionately known as Ma. Her name is Barbara Jean Moore. She was she transitioned on Sunday, and she was laid to rest yesterday. So my deepest sympathy and condolences to my siblings who who had to lay their mother to rest. That's never something that's easy, not at all, and it's something always unexpected. I called her Ma, and her and I would, we would that's her picture. We can put her picture back up, Mickey. She was. I know we have the truth to be told on there, but she was the truth. She was the truth. She was a very strong woman and loved her family, and many people loved her. My people who know me know that I have an extended family, and all my brothers and sisters, they were there to support our other siblings as we should do. So I want to just say, to my siblings, because I know that, they are watching. And yesterday was really emotional for them, of course, because, they lost their mom. So I do want to say this part for Barbara Jean Moore and for my siblings. Honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. What better way to remind yourself and your siblings to honor your mother's legacy? That's Proverbs 31:31. So, my deepest sympathy to my siblings as everyone grieves the loss of Barbara Jean Moore, and for her sisters. Her sisters, those awesome women. And her one sister, Dolores, delivered the eulogy. So it's amazing things when you come together and you're surrounded by love. When you're surrounded by love. So Mickey, we're gonna go to first thing, which is that press release. The press release, and I'm gonna tell you which one is gonna be the city of Flint one, where we had a press release where Clyde Edwards and Mayor Neely stated that we had a charter violation, that we violated the charter because we failed to meet a deadline, which was, I think the headlines on that one. It says Flint residents could miss out on 4 point. Nope, that's the recycling one. I don't want to do that one yet.
I'm looking for it up there. Can you see on the screen?
Um, it should be, you know what? When you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, that one,
Gotcha.
that one. And so that, and listen, I need to pull it up because my iPad and my phone do not show the same thing, and it is easier to read from the iPad. So we had a press release, which was released, which, I figured we would have a press release because, oh, that one went too far. Yeah, I have to pull it up. And that is, oh, here we go. Here we go. Y'all know I have the slowest internet, and everybody complain. My phone will drop on you when you call me. It will drop, and my internet is slow. Okay, so it says Flint City Council violates charter requirement to hold regular meeting. So now the mayor is coming after us for charter violations. But here's the funny thing. It's not the people, it's his Fab Five who weren't there, or most of them. So we had the people who were, let's say, Councilman Mays was there. You had Second Ward, Liddell Lewis was not there. Third Ward, Quincy Murphy was there. Fourth Ward, Judy Priestley was there. These are committee meetings. Fifth Ward, Jerry Winfrey Carter was there. I was there. That was Sixth Ward. Seventh Ward was there. Eighth Ward, Dennis Pfeiffer, he left as he should have. And Ninth Ward was absent. So these are some of the people who say Second Ward and Ninth Ward has been on this whole little thing with, how can you serve your residents when you're abstaining? Well, listen, they be abstaining, but furthermore, they aren't even there to abstain. They're absent, missing in action. They can't vote. They can't abstain. They can't say yes, no. They can't vote it up, vote it down because they're absent and have some of the worst attendance, period. The worst attendance. So the meeting ended up, it was a lot in that meeting. So the meeting ended up being adjourned for lack of a quorum. See who, I think Councilwoman, wait a minute, who left? Because they left in a sequence. Candace Mouchat ended up breaking quorum. She had a family emergency, she stated. So she was the fifth vote. So she ended up breaking the quorum. So once that quorum was broke, the very next day, there was a statement. Last night, the Flint City Council broke quorum during its special affairs meeting and failed to hold a regular meeting on the second Monday of the month as required by the Flint City Charter. Now, I find this interesting because this administration wants to now follow the charter. Let's talk about that. Then we're going to get into that illegal ARPA advisory committee, but they're concerned about the charter. In addition to the Flint City Council has failed to allocate $30 million in ARPA funds to enhance city services. That's that bundle. That bundle, they're wrapping up everything in that bundle to get stuff through. This spending plan was previously approved by the Flint City Council, and the administration has presented in a format can be easily amended according to the council's wishes. Still, the Flint City Council has not done the work to pass the allocation plan with or without amendment. Now, I didn't vote to pass the budget because this will be the second year in a row that this city council had 0 amendments to the budget. And as the auditors have stated, you have to have all budgets to present at the time of budget adoption. We didn't have the ARPA grant, the ARPA budget. We didn't have the grants budget, and we didn't have the DDA budget. So there were missing components, and which I stated because we all got called to the ethics and accountability. The charter is very clear, and so were the auditors. You can't do a budget and adopt the budget when you don't have all of the budget components there. They just weren't there. In addition to that, there was not enough time that was allocated for budget hearings. We didn't even hear from all the departments. But when you got 5 votes that just rubber stamp, you don't need them. So the mayor put us on the floor, but it was his people who weren't there. You had Liddell Lewis wasn't there, and Eva weren't there. And so those are 2 votes. Quincy left because he said he had to go to work. Uh, and then Candace left. And then Dennis had his family is still receiving death threats. So which I hate to see what he's going through, because no one should be going through what he's going through. So as we play the game, it's interesting because the meeting before that one was broke because of a quorum. And so if we are breaking quorums, but who's chairing these meetings? We have to look at that. We look at who's chairing special affairs, who's chairing the council meetings, and who's chairing the committee meetings. Both Judy and Liddell constantly adjourn the meetings, or they break quorum. Those meetings often go into dumpster fires, often. And it's not maybe one time or two, multiple times. So it's not us breaking it, not at all. Not the ones that they complain about. We're there to do the work, and we stay. Jerry Winfrey Carter stays, Councilman Eric Mays stays, and I stay. We stay to do the work. I mean, some of that stuff gets ridiculous. And Dennis Pfeiffer has been staying, although he did leave this past week, which I completely understand. So, Mickey, we're going to go on, get past this part, because when they don't get what they want, and it's funny, the quorum part means, we're breaking the quorum. We're not breaking the quorum. Y'all keep adjourning the meetings. They're not coming there serious to do the business, and they need to speak specifically to those who are doing it. If it was myself, Mays, and Jerry, believe me, we would have been identified and singled out as those individuals who broke the quorum. And the news would have stated it, because the news has stated it before, but they did not do it when the other people left. So sometimes the news can be, not sometimes, the news is partial, very partial. The because this is still not up. He's meaning 7. He was still getting death threats. His comments were sent in with the video by Liddell Lewis to Dr. Ritchie of the Young Turks, or TYT, stating that she felt she was called a monkey and was singled out. However, that's just simply not true. And by the way, Dr. Ritchie, you accidentally and inadvertently called Quincy Murphy a woman. So you did a Freudian slip yourself, and you owe him an apology. He is not a woman. He is a Black male, or male Black. Move it down. Is that, listen, give me some likes and let me know if you can hear it now. If there are any problems. We got a little bit of technical difficulty, Mickey. You doubt it. So listen. So we're gonna play the video and the clip of what happened to Fire, because this is still rolling over. This our colleague is really fearful for things with credible threats to his family, and it's not stopping. So this is becoming the cussing council, because it's a lot of cussing. Loud and clear. Okay. So this is becoming the cussing council. There is no cuss word that has not been said on this council yet. Just for the record, Judy said drug addiction was like a bitch. We had Councilman Pfeiffer told him to come to his MF and door. Councilman Mays did cuss out everybody. He did. He called him some a-holes, and he was busy. So this is the cussing council. I mean, tempers flare and it just comes out. It's the cussing council. So I don't know if they can go back and say now at any point, you can't say that. It has all been said. It has all been said. And it was interesting because in the back of the room, when I had asked when the administration to come forward, she was back there cussing, telling me some BS, and I'm like, whoa, this is what we do now. This is what we do. So it's some interesting things. So Mickey, we're gonna get on to the let me see. Which how do you know what it might be? I may not know what it might be yet. You might have it though. Because I think I time stamped it. I did time stamp, but you know what? There's a TikTok which is a lot easier for it. Because I end up sending you two to put up.
Wow.
I have no internet connection to pull that up.
You want the TikTok?
Let's see, Leah. Let's do the TikTok, which is there's a couple of them. I want. Let's do the.
All you gotta do is look at the screen. This is right here.
Yeah, that one. See, look, you listen. You that guy today, Mickey. You that guy today.
Yeah, I don't get
You that guy today. So yeah, let's play that one because it was really tense in our council chambers, and you could feel the anger and the anguish him and his family
Explains what
going
his
through.
family has gone through.
Politics are local.
Yeah, can you play it? Let me know, is it playing?
There's a war starting now. There's council people that want to start a race war. Oh, and it's unfortunate because, I'm getting threats from across the nation.
Wow.
I'm getting threats locally.
It's not a good one.
I had a conversation with FBI today. I'm under 24-hour security.
So what?
Wow.
It's unfortunate. There's folks on this council that are perpetrating this race war. They didn't get the answer that they wanted locally, so they took it national. And there will be defamation lawsuits. There will be criminal prosecution. If there's a Facebook post and it's on a group, that group administrator will be named in a defamation lawsuit. I am not playing around. I'm not playing around. And anybody that wants to sit here and be complicit to the safety of my family, you got another thing coming. You want to know where I am? Just come to my motherfucking front door.
Good. Come on. I feel his pain. I feel him. I feel your pain, baby. I feel it. Let him take a break, y'all. Let him take a break. He need a break right now. For real. They put his kids on there. That's not right. Wow. That's not right. Let him cool off.
Mr. Pfeiffer explains what his family has gone through.
Politics are local.
And so that was about as raw in the moment than you can get. When you feel you cannot protect your family, nor are you getting the help that you need for something that spun off from a comment that was made that was completely taken out of context. Completely taken out of context. That is starting a race issue. It is starting one. Now, there are, I believe, 6 people on that council, and only one person felt that they're being referred to as the monkey. Not true. There's no monkey. Speaking to the issue. The issue was she doesn't know how to chair. The issue is every single meeting erupted into chaos. Every single meeting. The issue is she kept putting out a residence. The issue, well, she has no respect for nobody. The person that you get on that camera with her is not the person you get in the hallway. You or walking down. She told Maze, your mama. I'm like, when do you do your mama jokes was elementary. And even back then, if you said somebody mama, those are reasons to fight. When you were a kid, you should definitely not be doing it into adulthood. So here it is. Pfeiffer has been threatened, death threats. No one should have to live through that. That shouldn't be happening to anyone. It could have been an off the, look, I need to have a conversation with you. Let's clear this up. Not immediately take it to the media, but then 24 hours, it wasn't even 24 hours. She had went and got her pastor and they did a press conference. They did a press conference and she said, you know, she was called a monkey. Not true, because she made the posting. I've put it up before, the one with the little purple thing that she posted. We dealt with it in our meeting. First person who said, when he said, we got to deal with the issue. You know, we have to deal with the issue. You know, they had claimed he went and got Mays and Jerry back. Well, and stated something. He said, no, I just went and got him back. Because we had been, I think, 5.5 hours, maybe 6 hours. Nothing had been done. Nothing. So he was speaking to, we don't want to be there all night. And we didn't. It was not, he didn't call her a monkey. He didn't single her out. He didn't say, hey, Liddell, you a monkey. That simply didn't happen. If it had have happened, you had numerous, the entire council chambers would have been erupted. The entire council chambers. And it didn't. Not one other person in that room felt that he was speaking directly to her, calling her a monkey. She saw a window of opportunity, a small window of opportunity, and she exploited it. She exploited it to her benefit to turn it into a race issue. She is wrong for that. She is so wrong for that. Mickey, there's another video because people, when we watch the Dr. Richie clip, it doesn't get into the context of what happened beforehand. And people can say, oh, we need to move on. No, because some things you got to sit and talk about. You got to break them apart. You have to talk about them so that it doesn't happen again. It doesn't happen again, and it shouldn't have. So I want to do the context, which would be, I sent you the council meeting, and I believe it's the timestamp 5125. Nope, that's not it. And I got a sneeze coming up here.
Don't do it.
Oh, it might come, Mickey. Oh, so where's, I don't. Well, no, there is one. Okay, there's a TikTok that is, you know, and I don't know who be doing all these TikToks, but I sure appreciate the TikToks. This one, I know, I'm not used to looking up.
You want this one? I can pull it up so you can sit down on here.
Okay,
This one you want?
let me see. Yeah, probably. Is everybody gone? No, because Jerry wasn't there. I don't know. Can you play it for a second?
I'll play it.
Is my mic still on?
Hold on, I got it. I mute you, like, let us- You back on mute. I
Listen,
knew I
Mickey
right.
was right. Listen, I'm tired, Mickey.
I
I'm
knew I was
tired.
right.
Mickey was right. Listen, because I sure was I just went to lay up on the couch and watch Netflix this morning. So yeah, Mickey is going to put on. So I want to set up. Councilman Mays and Councilwoman Jerry Carter had left the meeting was crazy. That's when Councilman Mays had about 8. Now he had like 18,000 warnings. Yeah, 47 appeals. I had 3 or 4 warnings, and it was just that meeting was terrible. It was terrible. So Councilman Pfeiffer got up out. He didn't tell anybody he was getting up out of his seat because he wanted to get the work done. He walked to the back of the room and he asked them, "Could you come back so we can get the council? We want to get the meeting going." He didn't say anything else. He didn't have some meeting with 3 people in the back. He wasn't discussing council business like they do on their cell phones, like they text. And just to throw a little nugget out there, Councilman Pfeiffer has read what was on Eva Worthing's phone numerous times as she's texting Liddell Lewis within the meeting. He has read it. Okay, let's get on to Councilman Pfeiffer went and got Councilman Mays and Councilwoman Winfrey Carter and brought them back because context is important. And what they have done, Liddell Lewis has done, is taken everything out of context. You know what she was doing? My favorite word? Gaslighting. She was gaslighting. Gaslighting. So let's play that clip.
Two rounds, you don't know the rules. You don't know the rules, so you don't chair the way that you're supposed to chair. And Ms. Mouchette, whatever it is. I didn't, if I would have called them back here to sit in their seat, I would have been out of order. I was in order to go back in the back of the room to bring my colleagues back up. That is bringing people together. That is putting people back in their seats instead of removing them every damn meeting is what the chair is trying to do. Because my colleague in the fifth ward would probably be gone right now. She was packed up and gone. But here we are trying to get to move the city forward. And if my colleagues in 3 and 4 don't want to vote for that, I can count votes. It's going to be 4-4. I'm not like, it is what it is. But unless we address the monkey in the room, in the negative things that you bring to chairing, and unless we address that, we are not going to move forward. Plain and simple.
The elephant, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
For you to the speaker, you can
Yes, yes, yes.
Thanks, Mace.
I don't have notes. I'm not trying to read anything. I'm trying to portray that I'm willing and trying to move the city of Flint forward. And it's obvious that your hate towards your colleagues is stopping the progress. Yes. Plain and simple. Your hate towards everybody, even your demeanor in your last speech was so condescending. And so my shit don't stink attitude that it's appalling. It's appalling. It is. And Dr. Lewis, I don't have anything against you. I don't, honestly don't. We've had what, 3 or 4 conversations, period.
It went on. Okay, so context in the mood of the room is always important. So the mood in the room was bad. The meeting was horrific and terrible. Horrific and terrible. And so I want everyone to see it for themselves. That's why we play the video clips. And by the way, if you don't like what's being played on 810, delete yourself. Move on down the road. Because this stuff is factual. If it's not something you want to hear, I wouldn't give it my time. Stanley Wood, goodbye. Kick rocks. So the mood of that room was absolutely, it was tense. It was really tense. So when we talk about the monkey in the room, we have to talk about gaslighting. And people need to understand, people throw that term out there, and a lot of people don't understand what is gaslighting. What is gaslighting? And so Mickey's going to put up, because she is a professional gaslighter. And so, no, not that one. I'm gonna put up the definition first. Those are the fabulous Moore sisters. You got to go, yeah. It's gonna be down at the bottom. Yeah. I know you went past it, I believe. That one. Okay, what are 4 types of gaslighting? It could be divided into 4 different types. Outright lying is a form of gaslighting. Manipulation of reality. Well, that monkey in the room was a manipulation of reality plus outright lying. Scapegoating and coercion. What does it mean when someone is gaslighting you? Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which the abuser attempts to solve self-doubt and confusion in their victim's mind. Typically, gaslighters are seeking to gain power and control over the other person by distorting the reality and forcing them to question their own judgment and intuition. This community was being forced to question if they heard Councilman Pfeiffer call her a monkey, and to question the judgment. She's a gaslighter. She keeps gaslighting, which is dividing this community. She found a window of opportunity to exploit this community and to gaslight the community. That's a dangerous person who does that. That's a person who has some serious issues. She's a gaslighter. She outright lied. He didn't call her a monkey. She manipulated reality by saying he called her monkey. Now, she's the only person in that room that was offended by him stating that. And RL give it to him. People can say what they want to say. He was the first one to correct. RL said, sir, you mean elephant in the room. Second person to say it that was on speaker that you could hear was Councilman Mays. Point of order. I request information. You mean elephant in the room. And then the other council members, we addressed it. Bless me. I told you that sneeze was coming, Mickey. So we cannot allow Liddell Lewis to gaslight this community. She's gaslighting this community, and it's wrong. It's completely wrong, and it's dangerous because everyone isn't dealing with a full deck of cards. Everyone isn't. Councilman Pfeiffer is dealing with death threats to his family as Liddell Lewis gaslights this community. Now remember, it's 4 types. It can be outright lying, manipulation of reality, scapegoating, and coercion. She's gaslighting this community. And here's some other forms that are gaslighting this community because she's a professional at it. I'll put up the 5 pictures. Mickey, please. And so I'm going to give you other examples of how this community is being gaslighted. And you have to know what you're doing. You got to call it out. It is not acceptable. Yes. This is her. And this is a nice picture of her too. It says, Liddell Lewis, this is her words. This is the foolishness we go through behind the scenes just to serve. These bullying tactics must stop. The only people getting hurt are the residents. Then we are expected to attend violent meetings where audience members are being attacked in the presence of police. Colleagues are being threatened in all caps and constantly called racial slurs such as nasty white woman, monkey, handkerchief head Negro. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. She's so dramatic. First of all, I need her to just stop. She posted, she will wear it proudly being called a handkerchief head Negro. I done put it up 1 million times. Her writing, her post. her post when she was on with this racist guy that she was conforming herself to, and she agreed with him. And she said, hey, I wear proudly. That part's on her. Audience members being hit. Well, yeah, Jasmine Stanley did get hit by Eva Worthing. I want you to show that same energy, Liddell Lewis, to Jasmine Stanley and concern that she was assaulted and hit in council chambers. You claim you didn't hear nothing. Jasmine came to the podium and spoke. Y'all still pretending like you didn't hear nothing. So get out of here with that. She gaslights this community. Yes. Oh, attention. So here's another one. Cell phones. People don't know you can have your personal cell phone and your city cell phone. You can have it FOIA because they're on their personal. Now they had their, I believe 5 people had their 5 or 6. It wasn't clear. Had their cell phones. They had their city cell phones. They were taken to take the messages out, whatever they do with their FOIA for information that was on, because they are on their phones. You will see in council meeting, they be on them phones like this. Literally every council meeting. But listen, it's their personal cell phones. So if they FOIA them, they need to FOIA their they stay on them. I don't get on my phone. I don't do that. They are on. As a matter of fact, Dennis Pfeiffer has read out and talked about Eva Worthing being on her phone as she's texting Liddell Lewis. He has stated, while you're texting Liddell Lewis, a couple of times, and she cussed him out one time. No, almost every time. I take that back. She has. She called him an MFer and a blank head and some other stuff because he can see it. And when we first started, she used to sit in front, and Pfeiffer got some eagle eyes, come to think about it, because he stated that she's texting her friend Liddell Lewis. Pfeiffer got some good eyes. So in this one, because the phones have been taken, the city phones, I don't think they're going to find anything on the city phones because they use their personal cell phones. And you can look at the pictures during council and see it is not their city phones. So it's on video. They can pull it up and see it is not their city phones. It's their personal. So whoever did that one, I guess they will have, you're not going to get anything on that one. So it says, attention residents, due to the fact my phone is getting FOIA, I will only be available via email and Facebook. What a waste of time and taxpayers' money. Sorry for the inconvenience. #second ward. First of all, she don't answer her phone, so is it gonna make a difference that she is not, you're putting your residence out, you don't answer your phone. So is it really going to make a difference? Nothing's going to be on that city phone. Nothing. So what are you pointing to me? Oh, well, I didn't know that they got their personal. I don't know. Well, they're on their personal. And Dennis has read out before Eva and Liddell talking on their phone.
She is speaking of her personal phone. The personal phones will forward it as well.
Okay, well, anytime, and here's the thing. Last year, was it May or June, I requested a legal opinion. I have talked about it because it is a problem. There are meetings going on inside of the meetings. So I had asked for a legal opinion from Attorney Kim. The legal opinion didn't make any sense to me. So I contacted the Michigan Municipal League. They gave me a written statement and said, you cannot be on your city phone. You cannot be on any electronic device, is what they call it, electronic device. And even if you're on your personal cell phone during a meeting, those conversations are subject to be FOIA legally. So I went back to Attorney Kim and asked him, hey, I need another legal opinion. Your legal opinion is conflicting with Michigan Municipal League. So went back, he wrote a legal opinion, and it is a legal opinion. So if your FOIA in my email is last year electronic devices, and it's the legal opinion states you cannot be on it, that any electronic device that you're on during the time of the meeting, those messages can be FOIA. And so you will never see me on my personal cell phone. Never, ever, forever. And so that legal opinion Attorney Kim wrote did state that it is subject to personal and city device, all electronic devices. And that was one of the best legal opinions he wrote. That because it dealt with the issue and it dealt with the actual law. So so right versus wrong saying they're getting the other now those may be something else because they stay on those phones. I mean, you look at how many of them are holding up them phones that entire time. They stay on them. Okay, so let's get another way of how are they gaslighting? So then someone says, that is correct. Yep, you're on it. So she's answering, and they're going back and forth. She's like, that is correct. Their phones are safe, and they can continue to serve their constituents uninterrupted. Listen, you know how many calls I take from her residents? And then she sent me one and sent the nasty little text message. I'm like, I didn't send that lady one. I'm like, and I sent the nasty message right back to her. Sure did. Because I'm at the point where I'm tired. Their constituents, we can serve their constituents uninterrupted. You need to call Ms. Dora Mayfield. Better go over her house. Her ceiling is on her floor. You know, she's been waiting on you for over a month. So then, let me scroll on down because I mean, she's the greatest gaslighter in this community. You know, we have their phones are safe. Listen, y'all can, matter of fact, let me give you my phone so that they can answer because my phone don't stop ringing. My son told me he doesn't want to. We have a family vacation somewhere. We have to go with the family, and he told me that he has a problem with my phones and that I cannot take my phones. And then also, you know, he get mad because I want to control the radio, and he claims that's the right of the driver. So we're gonna put up the next way that she's gaslighting this community. Okay, she put to Karen Stallings Felder, yes, ma'am, because some people don't like us, requested them. I'm guessing trying to catch us up and delay our work. It would have been 6 phones requested, but a deal was cut, so now the person is safe in all caps. Listen, this whole statement was just this sent the entire gaslighting process. This was all of the 4 types in one: manipulation, lying, coercion. Yes, ma'am, because some people, who is some people? I say names. I didn't say anything. I say names. I can tell them, say my name. So I know that you clear so I can address you back. You know, request them. Listen, I didn't request anything. Councilman Mays don't do email. So you ain't got to worry about him sending up an email to do that. So who is they? I believe Right versus Wrong has stated that I don't know who all is in Right versus Wrong. I don't. But people are upset because, and I read the comments, that they're not from this area. But Right versus Wrong is doing a lot, and they on people's behinds. They are. So catch us up. We know we're not going to catch you up. I didn't know what's the WhatsApp app or WhatsApp or something that people be using. Don Pfeiffer put that one in the comment. That was the first time I heard about that. I'm not an app person, only if I have to have an app. And so I never heard of that app. And so he was stating that those are in those apps. And it would have been 6 phones requested. Who would have been the 6th person is what I want to know. If you took 5 or 5 were taken, who would have been 6? But a deal was cut. What deal was cut? I want to know. And now the person is safe. Who is the safe person? I mean, you're talking about gaslighting this community. She lit Flint on fire with this whole statement. The 6th person is safe in all caps. You know, but a deal was cut. Boy, that sounds like some Al Capone. It sounds like some the Dapper Don. That sounds like some mafia stuff. I mean, literally, that's like what's a crime victim's Law and Order? I mean, She gaslighting this community and she needs to stop. She's just wrong. A deal was cut. And now that person is safe. What, are they in protective custody? I mean, this stuff gets so ridiculous. So we talking about it. Is that the last one, Mickey, with the gaslight? Because it just gets so ridiculous. Oh, put up the one because her bestie states also, tell them who phone did not. And we're going to probably run over Mickey today. You good? All right. And listen, if y'all on Facebook and YouTube, we may run over because there's some things I ain't letting go. So this is the one. So, right. So here goes another form of gaslighting because they are professionals at it. Tell them whose phone did not get FOIA. Dennis Pfeiffer, Eric Mays, Tonya Burns, and Jerry Winfrey Carter. You know, I will happily give up my city phone. I need y'all to answer it, deal with the issues, because a lot of them come from the second ward. So you're going to be answering Liddell Lewis's concerns for her constituents. Answer them and send emails, follow up. They can have my phone. I have no, it's a lot of work. If you're doing your job, your phone is constantly ringing. And people will call you just as a resource to say, hey, you know what? You may, I need to know this. Can you put me, guide me, in the right direction? So there is no conspiracy here. And I don't know how they come in with it. If they took 4 people's phone, Liddell said it would have been 6. I'm missing something in this conspiracy. 4 were taken. It would have been 6, but then they took 5. I don't know. Unless we got to see, Mickey, I'm like, what are they talking about? But see, that's when somebody is gaslighting this community. And it's no conspiracy. Listen, but that last statement, I'm sorry. Catch us up. She needs to stop. And I don't think she can stop because she just keeps going and going and going. The person is safe now. Are they in the witness protection program? Are they in a safe house? Yeah, let us know. Look, I want to know. I mean, this is a good story. It's not a truth. It's a good fictional story. It's a good fictional story. As she keeps peddling non-facts. Look, there go my phone, my city phone right there in my purse that just went on. And it's a Saturday. And I will return that person's calls when I get back. So I just want to say, I want people to know what is gaslighting, because she gaslights this community. She didn't gaslight this community so much to where she has hyped it up, where she made that comment to where she had a small one of opportunity, jumped through that window, and now Dennis Pfeiffer's family is being threatened along with him. Shame on her. Shame, shame, shame. Then they put his children up. They put the baby, and those are little children. They got the baby. I don't know if he was just newly born. I mean, he's like this little, like put him over your shoulder little. And they put the pictures up. That stuff get people hurt. That type of stuff gets people hurt. Whether your children are minors or adults, children are off limits. Always. Children are off limits. Nobody put her child up. Not even, nobody did it. Children are off limits. Why is it always the people that are doing all this stuff relate and go back to her? Her people. Why is that person who put my daughter up and called her a monkey or the monkey? Well, I got calls, baby, like, Tonya Burns, your daughter is smoking hot. Your daughter is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And she's smart. She's smart. But when they do stuff like that, putting people's kids up, well, because my daughter's married to a white man, and which I don't care what color he is. She's happy. It ain't my business. I don't get into people relationships because I see how some people, the people who always judge in people relationships, have the worst relationships, the absolute worst. That's when people say, well, grown, mind your own business. People, mind y'all own business. Dennis Pfeiffer's children should never put up. Liddell Lewis should stop. She needs to stop gaslighting this community, and the community needs to hold her responsible. Okay, so now that we
Also, you need to put your daughter picture up
no, and my daughter's 33.
there. Yeah, but still,
They shouldn't have. Absolutely shouldn't have. Absolutely. And the derogatory, terms but as we said, there's some things going to unfold with those things. There's going to be some things that are going to unfold. Because one thing you don't do to any mother, but I'm going to say, because I am a Black mother, you don't get to peddle my kids across anything. Because I'm going to get your ass. I will. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. And one thing I always tell people, children, seniors, and veterans are my top 3 that have to be protected. I do no regrets when it comes to that. Because veterans are doing the job to keep us all safe around the world, and they've done the job that none of us would do. And to all veterans out there, if you are listening or watching, thank you for your service. Seniors, we should hope to grow to be old, to be a senior. Love them, care for them, and we need to make sure we protect them. Children are old enough to defend themselves. They're not. And that is the responsibility of our community and also for the parents and family members to protect the children. So when people put up people's children, people should have been shaming that person. And they still putting it up in that echo chamber group over there, still putting up stuff. And people, whoever run that echo chamber group should be shaming themselves. And I'm quite sure, I think Dennis Pfeiffer stated they will be named in the lawsuit also. Defamation. Good for you, Dennis Pfeiffer. Good for you, Don Pfeiffer. It's a good thing because this mess needs to stop. Flint politics is some of the nastiest politics ever. So I want to go to the Mickey. We're gonna get off of the gas. Yes. We are getting ready. Yeah, yes, that is. Mickey is on it. Listen, I think there's some mental telepathy now. Absolutely. So everything is being, let me break this one down. So that was the Kennedy Center, correct?
I don't want to get you like Nikki. Take your glasses off. See that.
Listen, we can't see up in here.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Okay.
It is.
So
blow it up for the people. Yes, it is.
So resolution number 230319. And this is a fact. 230319. Resolution awarding ARPA funds to assist James E. Kennedy Family Life Center in responding to impacts of the pandemic for $50,000. And leave it up. Don't put me back up because we're going to, as long as I can hear my voice, I want folks to read it, look at it, view it. So this came before City Council. This has had some hot stuff going. So it came out, we discussed it in open session, which things should be talked about in open session, so it's not a violation of the Open Meetings Act. It came up that the Kennedy Center was turned down by the ARPA Advisory Committee, the 12-person advisory committee that Councilman Mays and myself have a lawsuit against because there was a legal committee formed that this administration moved forward on. The Neely administration, because we need to start saying the Neely administration. So the Neely administration, with the 12-person advisory committee, decided to override the advisory committee. They turned it down. So the questions came, which I asked and had no problem asking. Well, why did they turn them down? What was the criteria? What didn't they meet? They were giving them $50,000 of the ARPA funds. $50,000. Now, remember, we have not problems. We've asked questions. If you put in for $25,000, you can leave that up. How do you get $50,000? If you put in for $150,000, how do you get $225,000? We're still asking. And so I said, well, it's on an Excel format sheet. Now, anytime you have an Excel format sheet, you have the information that you transfer it over. It's data. You're inputting the data. I want to see where you're inputting the data from. I don't want you to give me your spreadsheet that you input the data on. You show me the original application, which I keep asking for, and they keep not giving it. I want the original application, which you can print it off because it's on the screen. When you go in, all the boxes, you fill. I want when you fill in like the little boxes. I don't need you to read for me. I know how to read an Excel format sheet, but I don't want that because I don't trust y'all data at all. Because 230319 previously was turned down. The advisory committee said they do not meet the criteria. So what do we get? 230319 came up for $50,000. The question was, who put it back up? Why were they turned down? Clyde Edwards did the old shuffle. He shuffled around, didn't really want to answer questions, but he said, these are the mayors. He said, 230319 is the mayors. The mayor sent this up. Okay, well, why did the advisory committee turn it down? The mayor overrode the advisory. Mayor Neely overrode the advisory committee. Again, Mayor Neely overrode the advisory committee. So what are some advisory committees? This is Mr. ARPA one, the illegal one. The rest of them come to advisory committees, come to us by resolution or by ordinance. That would be the citywide advisory, the planning and zoning, the ethics board. Those all come, and so on. Those come to city council by resolution or by ordinance. This one did not. And then they still turned it down. So how bad could it have been that they turned it down? So this didn't pass. This Kennedy Center did not pass that the Mayor Neely sent up. It did not pass. One, the recommendation, which came from the advisory committee, which there are no notes. There's nothing. Usually it'll come like in the resolution, or it'll state, what the reason was why they're for zoning. It'll tell you why they turned it down, why it's a yes or a no. There is no why with the no. There just simply isn't any. So it was voted down 5 to no. We only have 5 council members there at that time, because the ones who say that, they're abstaining, guess what? They weren't there yet again. They were absent. They couldn't abstain. They couldn't vote. They couldn't even ask any questions. Why? They weren't there. The ones who are always worried about, we gotta spend the ARPA money. We gotta spend the ARPA money. They wasn't even there. They wasn't even there. And the hypocrisy, the hypocriticism. I mean, it's just amazing to me. So 5 people voted no. The administration danced around this topic that it was just ridiculous. ARPA advisory committee said no. 5 people voted it down. Councilman Mays, no. 2nd Ward, absent. 3rd Ward, Quincy Murphy, no. Liddell Lewis was absent for this vote, by the way. Liddell Lewis was absent. 3rd Ward, Quincy Murphy, no. 4th Ward, Judy Priestley. She was on the ad hoc committee and she's the chair of the finance committee. She says no. Jerry Winfrey Carter, no. Myself, 6th Ward, no. 7th Ward, Candace Mouchette, she voted no. Now, y'all be coming for Candace sometime. Candace voted no. So y'all, she voted no on this. The 8th Ward, absent. Councilman Pfeiffer had to go be with his family. 9th Ward, Eva Worthing, absent. And she the main one. ARPA funds aren't getting to the community. People are abstaining and they aren't taking care. Girl, you're not even here. You're not even here. You couldn't vote. You couldn't abstain. You couldn't say yes or no. But I'm sorry, she did give a disclaimer that she was sick. But she was it the meeting before that one? She was absent. And she has chronic absenteeism. So the 5 that were there to do the work all voted unanimously no. So this one was brought up by Mayor Neely. It was turned down by the ARPA advisory committee. It did not pass. I was proud of them for doing the work and asking the questions. Now, the administration was flustered that night, and then we got a press release the next day where he weaponizes, Mayor Neely weaponizes the media against us. Let me say it again. Mayor Neely weaponizes the media against us. If you don't go along with what he says, he weaponizes. I didn't have all kind of little stuff he said about me, and then he sends his little minions after me. It's really juvenile. So here's another one. Yep, that's where I'm going. So as we are vetting, because this is all a part of the vetting process, a good counsel vets. A good counsel is supposed to vet. It's these millions of dollars and millions of dollars are coming in. So ARPA was 94.7 million. The opioid, I think we got the first was like 8.9 million, but it's million. There's going to be coming more throughout. I believe we received two deposits of money from the settlement. So the opioid crisis, and Mickey, and I want people to understand how things are coming in, because we had another resolution that was up. Let me get to it. What are allowable expenses for opioid? Okay, we have a drug addiction. We have a problem with drugs. We have so many times, if you go to Keeping the Community Informed, you'll see female found unconscious, Narcan given, or male unconscious, or male or female, or person overdose. It has become normal. It is common that in these bus stops and terminals that people have found needles with drugs in them. We had two people drove into the cemetery. They had gotten high and drove into the cemetery, and both of them ended up dying off of Saginaw Street. They drove into Graceland. This was last year. We have an opioid and a drug problem. But guess what we don't have? Is any plan to deal with these opioid dollars that have come in. Flint received opioid settlement money because of Dr. Mayor. I was going to call Dr. Mayor Karen Weaver, because of former Mayor Karen Weaver, who had the foresight to put Flint into this settlement. Dr. Weaver, Mayor Weaver, put Flint in this settlement where we're receiving those funds now. She understood how important these funds were and are to this community. Matter of fact, she's given Narcan to two people over where the office was off of Court Street, because the motel right there is a known place for drug users to frequent and to be. So she put Flint in this. Now here's where we get Mayor Neely is squandering this money. So it comes a resolution, but before I get to resolution, I want to talk about the money. I think it's like 8.9 million was the first one. And I believe we received a second one. And the community has been saying, where is this money? Almost 2 weeks ago, I had 3 overdose deaths by 1 o'clock in my ward. One was on the steps. The person was dead, a black male in his 60s, on the steps of Bethel Church around the front. And Bethel serves the community very well. Had a second one. His girlfriend was a block away. She was unconscious. Someone was able to get to her to get Narcan. Ambulance came. She later died. Then I had another one over off of Court Street, I believe McQueen Street. That person died. So by 1 o'clock on 2 Fridays ago, I had 3 people die of overdose in my ward. We have a drug crisis. We have bad dope in our neighborhoods. We do. There is bad dope on those streets. And we can't afford to keep, not talking. Opioid money is supposed to help the community. We have a problem. Why do we get a larger sum? Because we have suffered more than anybody else. It's the same thing with ARPA. Why did we get 94.7 million in ARPA? It's because of the poverty. It's because of what our community has went through. So what are allowable what are allowable expenses for opioid, what are allowable expenses for opioid settlement? Allowable expenditures for participating subdivisions receiving settlement funds for opioid remediation must include activities tied to the ending, reduction, or lessening the effects of the opioid epidemic in communities, and include prevention, intervention, harm reduction, treatment, and recovery services. So the areas that this money should be spent on, again, should include prevention, intervention, harm reduction, treatment, and recovery services. That's for the opioid crisis, but not in Flint. Let's go to that resolution. So we get a resolution, and on the resolution, it states, it is resolution 230334. Approval for lease at 4813 Clio Road, pilot project, north side of Flint, customer service center. I'm sorry. So that's the nice old Huntington Bank. And if you're real old, that's where the fair store used to be before they knocked that part down. So this is approved for a pilot program for $108,000 for a year lease. So, I had my numbers a little bit off because I was still peeved about a few other things. So I am looking at, so at a tune of $9,000 a month, using opioid money, the city sent up a resolution for the use of the opioid money to pay for a water payment center where you can go pay your bill. I'm trying to draw that line to where it connect water payment center, pay your bill, opioid center. Online, people can pay up to Landmark. You can pay your water bill many other places. You can pay it at City Hall. You can mail it in. You can call it in. You can pay online. And there are some other service centers. So $9,000 a month. Mayor Neely sent up for a pilot program for the Huntington Bank to use opioid money. Now, opioids have reached almost everybody I know knows someone who has had some type of drug usage. You don't have to go out. It could be 6 degrees, 4 degrees of separation, and some is just 1 degree of separation. And some of them, it might be you. And there is no separation. But the city of Flint, Mayor Neely is saying to use this for rental $9,000 a month, the opioid money to rent the old former Huntington Bank. I don't know anywhere in there where it states what that money can be used for, where it says prevention. How's that preventing anything for opioid? Intervention, how is the city intervening? Harm reduction, $9,000 on the lease has nothing to do with that. For a water or customer service center where you can go pay your bill. Treatment and recovery services. Tell me how treatment and recovery equates or connects to having a customer payment center. You're talking about a gross misuse of funds, and so blatantly and flagrantly put in the community's face. It says this resolution resolving that the appropriate city officials are authorized to do all things necessary to execute a lease at 4813 Clio Road with an amount not to exceed $78,000 per annum and expire on December 31st, 2022, and to allocate available opioid settlement funds to the funding for $108,000. Yeah, but contact y'all council people. You got to get involved. You have to. The customer service center will allow residents on Flint's north side to have a greater access to city services, but not limited to the payment of water bills and other city fees. as well as the city's public health office. Okay, he wasn't clear on that. When Clyde came up there, he said it wasn't clear. How many people going to staff this? Then they said it was going to be a police mini station. Chief Green wasn't there to answer any questions about that. I bet he was happy he wasn't there. He was probably like, "Ooh, thank you," because I had some questions because he has a 3-year contract getting ready to run out next, or the contract with 20 officers expires next year. We are already low police officers. We have Kettering. There's a mini station over there. There's a mini station on Bishop Street. So we have mini stations. We can't staff the main police station. So how are we going to send out to the mini stations? I mean, those cruisers go everywhere. We got all them cruisers behind City Hall and no officers to put in them. It is difficult for people to hire, even though you are attracting, hiring. The hard part is retaining, because they go to other places because of the pay and the climate. And also what I'm hearing, there's a low morale. So y'all need to make sure y'all keeping in contact. If you have a person, a relative, a friend, or whatever who has suffered or dealing with drug abuse, and we have this opioid money, demand that this administration give us a opioid or a plan for the opioid crisis. We haven't seen an opioid plan from the administration on the council. We have not seen one. There should be one. There should be an opioid plan. This money is just coming in, and it is coming in, and they just spending it frivolously. They setting up resolutions that just blowing my mind completely. So, Mickey, I know we're a little bit over. I would say we independent. So I just want to, and I'm gonna end with that. So we're gonna do a wrap up. And I'm gonna answer some of the questions that are on here. Because someone asked, do we have wrap up at the end? I think that's what it was. But I want to talk about, be careful with the gaslighting. Liddell Lewis is gaslighting this community. But before we go, Mickey, go back and put back up them checks. And that $50,000. Because I'm not, I had a real problem with that. When we send up resolutions, she was absent on this resolution when it came up for Cyrus Park, which she was the director, and she was, yeah. No, that's the Ashley Capital. I'm gonna get to them. Let's get to the Cyrus Park. That's gonna be the. So y'all better be careful with people getting. I'm a gaslight. If I'm in here to do something that shouldn't be done, I'm a gaslight this community so that it's got to go all the way up. I sent it. Yeah, it was last week's. It actually has been every week, and I'm gonna talk about it right there. So if you are sending up or in a resolution where it's bundled up, y'all better watch them bundles. Them like the meat bundles at Maxi Meat. You want to bundle it up, get a bigger bang for the buck. Cyrus Park Improvements, Ward 2. The director and the president of Cyrus Park up until 2 weeks ago was Liddell Lewis, when she changed it on September the 9th. She changed it, or was it about a month, maybe was September the 9th? When we first discovered, she put in for her. She was on the ad hoc committee. She's the vice president of the Flint City Council. And she put in for Cyrus Park Improvement to get, there goes that amount again, $50,000. That's like the magic number. 50 G's, 50 grand. She wanted $50,000. That she was the director and president, and her husband held some titles too. Now she's since then switched it up since everybody got hip to her. And I don't know who right versus wrong is, but they were they put it up. They put it up. So when you pay on yourself, and Judy Priestley stated, Councilwoman Judy Priestley, she said, well, she doesn't benefit from that. Judy, stop. She was the president and then the director. There's, administrative fees on that. So if she really thought that she wasn't going to, come on, Judy, come on. I mean, administrative fees, you can pay yourself a salary. It's her nonprofit. It is her nonprofit. Furthermore, let's put that check back up next, because I mean, we talk about the hypocrisy. Yeah, the check. Now, I'm going to say this, and people can disagree. Quincy Murphy getting that lawnmower, he ain't going to do nothing but cut no grass with it. I mean, Quincy been cutting grass probably with some busted up lawnmowers that he done probably duct taped together to make it work, because that was his thing, mowing the grass. I don't agree with him on everything, but I know Quincy has always mowed grass, empty lots, and I've always said that's his thing, and then that's being fair to him. Did he go about it the right way? Nah, but listen, he did get a nice lawnmower. I hear that thing chip up the grass into mulch like that. So it was he didn't get no cheap one. He got the Bentley. He got the Bentley of lawnmowers. But I think Quincy got caught up. And it's like when you run with the same, say birds of feather flock together, I think it becomes easy, because if you're all doing the same thing, well, shoot, I'm gonna give me some of that money too. Shoot, you got some of that? Yeah, I put in for that. And some relationships get a little bit too comfortable, and you got to be careful. But I do believe he only used that line. I mean, what you gonna do with the lawnmower? I mean, but cut grass is limited to doing something, which is cutting grass. So that part with the $11,000 for the lawnmower, and then the $1,500, which she would probably have another check from Ashley Capital this year, because she has her program, her Halloween event, Liddell Lewis, at the end of this month. So it'll be interesting to see if there is another one. But see, here's the thing. When Councilman Pfeiffer asked her and Quincy Murphy to not vote on that, Quincy, you know how Quincy get, not this time, yes. Because I've been waiting on this. I'm gonna vote on this, and I'm not recusing myself. Okay, well, but what he didn't know, that was not going to fail. We did not need them. Pfeiffer stated that he was going to make sure that if they didn't vote, he would vote. What he did not know, none of them knew, I would have voted too. What? What she said?
He may be trying people to cut their grass.
Oh, Jeremy McCart, so shady. So shady. Listen, he might be. But look, I'm going to try not. She done threw me off with a little bit of shade. I don't know, we might have to start having a shade section part where we just put on some sunglasses, because some parts are just shady. So when we look at, when Pfeiffer asked him to not vote, and I was really not surprised, because I know he kind of how he teeters things. I can, pretty much gauge like on certain things, and he doesn't. He keeps his cards close to his, to his chest. He don't show his cards, but when he speaks and he expresses his opinion. He asked him to not vote. They both, Liddell and Quincy, both voted. He did not vote. I feel they did taint the process. Is the project a good project? Absolutely. I wish they had kept their hands off and their donation need for gifts, which is a violation of Flint City Charter, that you cannot take any donations or gifts. Flint City Charter. And our question came from the council, even though they said, well, we have a legal opinion. Legal opinion said we could do it. But here's the key. If they had asked beforehand, before they took the $1,500 check, the $11,000, the $4,750 in gifts and gift cards, would Attorney Kim said it's okay to take it? If they had asked for a legal opinion before they took it, would Attorney Kim said that it was okay? No, I don't believe he would have said you can take it, because it's now a slippery slope, a very slippery slope. And here's the thing. We can all take money now. We don't have to ask Attorney Kim. Just write us a legal opinion, or we can go back on the legal opinion that you gave them for Ashley Capital. So the next multi-million-dollar company that comes here, we can ask them to donate to nonprofits to get the money to us to circumvent, because we now have a legal opinion. They gave them a free get out of charter trouble card. So now that they have a get out of charter trouble card, it's all good. So every resolution that comes up on ours, we can say, hey, complete towing. I need to donate to my nonprofit. Hey, well, I ain't seen electric. I need you to donate to my nonprofit. ABC construction. Hey, I need to donate to my nonprofit. It has created a very slippery slope. They found a way, and I'm not going to say they found a way. They circumvented, they violated. Some will say circumvented the charter. No, they violated the charter, because the charter is very clear. We don't have to take it, but an example of or what about. No gives, no donations. Those are tied right back to you. Is politics common like this? Absolutely. It's the same thing where people keep asking about this priority waste. Anytime somebody went to prison, not jail, prison, a lot of these people go because trash companies, they do. So we're getting pushed down our throats, priority trash in these trash cans, where we keep asking the administration, where is the information we're asking for? Councilman Pfeiffer has been asking for a budget plan and a financial plan. How we're going to have a $2 million deficit for some trash cans. How are we paying for this? Guess what's in that bundle, y'all? That 31 million, 32 million, whatever, the 30 plus million. They're using the ARPA funds to pay up to deal with the deficit. So part of ARPA is paying for revenue loss to pay for those trash cans, or the loss that we have with the waste company. Other council members are saying, which I am saying too, I like competitive bidding. Put out a competitive bid. Because guess what? Other communities didn't have to pay for them trash cans. They did not have to pay. Flint is being asked to use our ARPA funds. We're being asked to use our ARPA funds. And so Mayor Neely is going to the press because, weaponizing the press, using the press against the council. He uses the press all the time to get what he wants. Very cleverly. Well, he had the 5 votes, but Eva Worthing stated, we no longer have our 5 votes because we have a responsibility to vet all of these items. We have responsibility using ARPA funds to make up the loss, because he wants to keep priority for another 5 years because of some trash cans. I have a problem with that. Priority was not the lowest company. They said it was about $9 million higher than the lowest. Not just that, our DPW director, Mike Brown, stated he was instructed by Mike Brown, the former DPW director who retired or quit March 17th of this year. And so Flint is without a DPW, said he was instructed by Mayor Neely to take the trash contracts off of Shelby Freier's desk, who was the former CFO of Flint, and shred it. It's on tape. It's a part of the record. And not just that, was it a stenographer, or she was legal, she was taking the notes? It's a fact. It's in the transcript. Mike Brown was instructed to take the contract per Mayor Neely and shred it. So we paid $9 million. We don't really, is it $3 million or to $9 million? Because we didn't have 5 people to continue the trash hearings. We started the trash hearings. We didn't have 5 members to continue. But they want to take $2 million to pay for trash cans. How much would it matter if we took that? Just think, if we took that $2 million and put it towards somebody's roofs, furnaces, windows, we could add to the home improvement category. So as he's peddling this, I'm not comfortable with this. And the more they push it down our throat, the more mine is a no. Because when we look at municipalities, it's always some trash companies. Something happened, kickbacks from the trash companies, the waste companies. I don't know what it is. Listen, as the kids say, Google it. And also you can look at council members. Was it Spivey in Detroit was accepting gifts and donations, also known as bribes. He went to prison. I think he got 4 years. Detroit, was it last year before last, for taking bribes from companies. You can't do it. Oh, I'm sorry. You can do it in Flint. You can do it in Flint. You can do whatever you want to do, and somebody will write you a legal opinion and say it is okay, because that's what Attorney Kim did. He wrote a legal opinion. Now, he probably wouldn't have wrote that same legal opinion if they had asked beforehand, hey, can I get a line more from Ashley Capital? Oh, no, you can't do that. I don't think you'll find an ethical attorney that'll tell you can do it. And the key word is, can you find an ethical attorney that would have said, you can take the $1,500, you can take the $4,750, you can take the $11,000. An ethical attorney would have said, now let's get a community benefit agreement, and which I have asked for a community benefit agreement from Ashley Capital. And then let's figure out what are the needs, and maybe, put money in. You can make that community benefit agreement design any way that you want. Each ward gets a certain amount of money, but that's the way it should have been done. It was not done that way. So I'm just gonna say that with our wrap up, and I guess we're gonna go to some of these questions. What have you seen in there, Mickey?
Any questions? Since Candace was appointed, can she be voted off the board? And I put it up. So it's a question. Since Candace was appointed, can she be voted off the board? She is so beholden to board 2 plus. She double talks when she talks.
She's going to be, for our next election, she will be put on the ballot. And so I don't know when the next election is going to be, but she will be put on the ballot. As far as, and I'm going to go on to here. That is going to be, I didn't like picking for 7th Ward. I don't want to pick for anybody, because I believe, letting the voters do. But we were put in a predicament that we had to pick a person, and it becomes very hard, because what they did was, of course, you're going to pick who your friends are, and that is what happened. I felt that the vote should have been almost maybe like 90 days. Let the voters pick who it is. I think that would have been a more fair process, as far as I'm concerned. But it was not done like that. She's gonna have to show she abstains. She's abstaining a lot. If she's, so people are looking. It's no different than what I say right here than what I say to her then. With the Court Street housing and villages, because Councilman Pfeiffer wasn't voting on it. You don't want to make enemies. Pfeiffer and Liddell don't get along with anybody but those few. But you got to be careful, because if Liddell and Eva's absent, she needed Pfeiffer's vote, Jerry, Mays, and myself vote, because her other colleagues were absent. So you got to be careful the enemies that you are, that you're making. And when she said he slithered, and so you got to be careful. You have to be careful. So
Unbelievable how you all on the national stage and the corruption continue, and council members continue to get bolder.
I've never seen. Listen, the key word today: gaslighting. I mean, they continue to gaslight this community, and it's really in your face. I mean, we look at the opioid money, how that's being dispersed. We look at, that $9,000 a month for leasing. We look at that advisory ad hoc illegal, because it's a violation of the charter, illegal ARP advisory ad hoc committee. And we look at that's illegal. They were giving a church $50,000. Why didn't the advisory committee approve it? We don't know. When I asked for it, the clerk, and the clerk is the official record keeper. So the clerk should have all their notes, their minutes. There are no notes. There are no minutes. There are no notes. There are no minutes to anything that is coming up ARPA that this committee approved or disapproved. So how do we know who's got the recommendation? Who did they recommend? The vetting process. This is the most illegal thing, and it is corruption as far as I'm concerned, because we keep getting $50,000. Did Liddell Lewis's $50,000 for Cyrus Park, did that go to the advisory committee? Was that given to the advisory committee? And what did she say? I do some good work in Cyrus Park. Okay, you on the ad hoc committee, the vice president of the Flint City Council. You didn't disclose to your colleagues. And again, did the advisory committee approve your $50,000? Then on that also, there were 3 to be determined. How you gonna pay somebody some money and you don't have a name? How you gonna give them 50,000? You get 50,000, you get 50,000, you get 50,000. Because there were 3 on there to be determined with no name, 0 name, no entity. How you gonna do it? Where were those $50,000 going? So yeah, no, it is not a good look. To me, it's problematic. And it does look like corruption. And when you are given 3 days before money, I think if it was Ashley Campbell, yeah, it looks absolutely like a bribe. It absolutely does. But now we have a legal opinion that we don't have to ask beforehand. And we can go to everybody that do business with the city of Flint and say, hey, I have a great nonprofit. Could you donate to my nonprofit? Because we now have a slippery slope has now been created. We have a very slippery slope. I mean, it's like ice, oil on you going. I mean, it's greasy because they're doing some greasy business. Very greasy business. So, and if it's in this, and I want to get some shout outs to, let me go through the people who have commented because I appreciate y'all tuning in. Jolena, Kermit, thank you for being here. Tracy, and I'm also go on YouTube too. So where the YouTube ones at?
I've been putting them up. You got Christine Leach, Black Rain, Truth Be Told.
Listen, I'm trying to go on it now.
RZA, CD Homemaker.
Lady J, Christine Leach, thank y'all for watching. CD Homemaker. RZA, thank you for watching. Lady J, Black Rain, Hansy Skewer, Cash Williams. I need me some kind of cool name on Facebook. Did I say Christine Leach? Somebody put my name, RK. Tia Austin, Truth Be Told, Sagittarius. I don't know who Sagittarius 76 is, but they were on that meeting that I pulled over 4 times on my way to Grand Blanc because Sagittarius 76 was the ethics and accountability. That meeting was I had to pull over the text. And I'm gonna tell you, I was texting them folks. You know, I'm like, wait a minute, y'all giving the wrong information. If you're going to tell the truth, tell the truth. There is nothing that states that you have to, if you don't have a quorum, adjourn the meeting. That's not true. That's not true, William Craig. That was a lie. It's nothing that states that if you don't have a quorum, you have to adjourn the meeting. You cannot take action. You cannot. But you tell everybody on that you have to, adjourn the meeting if we don't have a quorum. That is just not true. Now they may not want Ed to come up there to ask why, but Ed needs to. So they're squashing it. And Joe King, Mr. King, I'm gonna call you. We're gonna have a long conversation because I'm not understanding. You know, you can't be on both sides of the fence. You know, you there to do a job, like it or lump it, take your stance and be able to own it. Yvette Bailey, Diana P. Listen, I appreciate all y'all. Mickey got me in this dark room. I feel like I should light a candle and burn the incense and have some cognac. No, leave the light low.
I make sure that Jay Jones on there too on YouTube, so I highlighted his comment.
Valerie Barber, Albion, Michigan. Okay, Yvette Bailey. Fab Queen Warrior. Look, these people got some good names out here. I need to spice my stuff up. Bishop T. Priestley Flowers. Hey, Brother B. Listen, I'm still going down. There's a lot of comments, and I appreciate the comments. A nerd. What's the everyone safe post looks like Chat GPT wrote it. Okay, that's now that is just the YouTube. I appreciate y'all because it takes some effort. I'm like, I gotta do my run and show what I gotta cover. I just don't pop on here without no facts.
You see how many people you got on together? You got to look at the TV and you can see it. See that 121 up there?
Well, I appreciate everyone because y'all listen. A sister was tad. Tracy Jones, Kabbalah hair. Now somebody try to say Kamala, use a Kabbalah.
And then you got Sophia King, you say blessings from Miami.
Oh, listen, Miami.
Then you got
and we got the shady Jerry Winfrey Carter. Shady. Asila Aquil.
Yeah, that's our Mama Aquil.
Listen, Mama Aquil. She homegrown. Mama Aquil. That's Tara's mom. Right versus wrong. Siobhan Perry, Melissa Zaremski. She really supports. Lorraine Lawson. Lorraine comes to the meetings too. Lorraine be ready. Dr. Thomas Padroni. Okay. He's on there a lot. And we get a lot of people with support. We get a lot of support. And I had someone ask me to send them, because I take so many calls from everywhere. You would be surprised. Look, she said nails looking perfectly manicured. Listen, I need a feeling, y'all. That little ombre behind some secrets, serious secrets, because I don't have time. It's funny. My friend, two of my friends will tell me, because my friends don't give me no passes. They will let a sister know. When I'm out of water is when I go grocery shopping. They're like, Stephanie be like, and Stephanie is shady. Stephanie Riders, if you watching, you are shady. You can be so shady. She be like, you must ain't got no groceries up in that house if you're going to get water. I'd be like, yeah. All right. And my friend Kwani be like, I need you to take more time for yourself. Now, here's the thing. I didn't know people, me and her went to get our nails done. She gets the tips or overlays on her toenails. I'm like, girl, you fancy. I'm like, who do that? I'm like, can you just, get make them soft, my feet. Let's paint them, get a little. But she getting a little French manicure, getting a little whole thing. I'm like, you doing a lot. Like, who do that? I don't know if anybody, I don't have the patience to do that. But that's how she gets down. And so I am not mad at her. If I missed anybody's name, charge it to my mind, and please do not charge it to my heart. Because I honestly, let me see if this is the one. I get a Caden Foster had texted me that he's watching before. I mean, I get, what is his name? Kenneth Nivens asked me to send him a shout out because he's watching. I don't remember where he's from, but Jerry, I know you. And he said, I love you and Winfrey Carter so much. Showing love from New York. And so people show us love from everywhere. So Kenneth Nivens in New York. Jerry, he said he's sending it to you too. And he asked me to send him a shout out. We get so much love and support, and we need it. But what we need is support for here at 810 News Media. So we need you to make sure you click, like, share, and subscribe. Let me tell you why. People watch Candace, is it Owens, the lady who is in Texas. So there's issues everywhere. She stayed at city council meeting. She was in there with her handcuffs, telling us she had a box full of stuff. This could be happening anywhere. You have to get involved. Was that pulling up?
Yeah.
Okay, it's soft now. I had to, I didn't cut the volume all the way down, but I put it up. I turned it down. That's what I did. So we have to remember this can happen anywhere. Flint isn't unique. We're just able to talk about it because 810 has created a platform to be talked about and to be discussed. So no matter where you are at, we need you to click, like, share, and subscribe. If you want better government services, if you want all the money to quit going to elected public officials and their cronies, click, like, and share. 810 has a platform to talk about the real issues, the things that are happening now, things that are going on this week. Those resolutions, opioid money, how they're squandering it, how our ARPA funds, how they're not being approved by the illegal advisory committee, but Mayor Neely sending them up to be approved and to be paid anyways. The $30 million plus bundle, which I did agree with Attorney Linda Poley, which she actually wrote a comment, and I read it at the council meeting, her comment. I don't always agree with Linda, especially not lately. Her and I used to be very amicable, but we are agreeing on having these funds spent properly. This part isn't the personal, this is the business. And I think her and I have lined up predominantly the same way when it comes to the business part. So click, like, share, and subscribe. Share this because this information needs to get out. If you want the money in your community to stop going to cronies and corrupt elected officials, this is where it starts, at the local level. You got to get involved. I want to say thank you to every single body who took the time out today, Saturday, to be here with me and to be here with Mickey, because I so appreciate y'all. Y'all are giving me strength. Because listen, a sister was not going to come in today. This has been an exhausting week, physically and mentally, with the loss of my sibling's mother, Barbara Jean Moore, affectionately known as Ma. She transitioned on Sunday and she was buried yesterday. So whatever you're going through, always give honor to God and always ask God to lead you, always. And that's what I ask for our city council, because we've got some problems. Key word of the day is gaslighting. That is the key word of the day. And remember, this city is being gaslit. Constant. I gave you examples. If you are a praying person, pray for Councilman Pfeiffer's family, because all of his family's information has been put up and people have been sent to their home. And people have been threatening to come to his home, all because of someone was gaslighting. Gaslighting. There's 4 types of gaslighting, and all 4 of those were done. And now his family has been put in harm's way because of someone gaslighting. I got a link to Joshua Randolph sent a text message on Messenger. Thank you, Jonathan. Shout out to you from watching, listen, wherever you are. And I appreciate it. Mick, anything you want to say? Because we got our next council meeting is Wednesday.
No, I'll be there.
You gonna be there?
I'm gonna stay the whole time.
Oh, y'all, listen, so Mickey ain't gonna be leaving. He's not gonna dip out on us. He's not gonna dip. You're not gonna dip. Okay, you gonna stay the whole time. Okay, because people need it.
No, I'm gonna stay the whole time.
Now, you know what was interesting? The Ethics and Accountability Board, as I was listening, I have to finish listening to the rest of it. They said their video was clipped.
I watched it.
You watched it?
I watched the whole thing.
And so Paul clipped the video. The video was clipped. Wait. The purpose of Paul getting the video was for them to see the whole video. So it was clipped. See, they are supposed to make an informed decision. They were supposed to have the full clip. Let me be clear. There were 6 officers, 7 plus Chief Green, that were there. And if Paul clipped that, he had to do it for himself. Shame on Paul. But he's given information that would affect the Ethics and Accounting Board, their investigation. He didn't give them all the video that they asked them for. There were 6 officers. I addressed it in our next meeting to Clyde and asked them, were they being paid overtime? So it wasn't that they were called. I was in the park because I was talking to them. They pulled up in their own cars. None of them was in a cruiser. They were not in patrol cars. So they were paid overtime. And so he didn't clip the video. That's just dirty. Wow. I don't know when the next Ethics and Accountability Board, but I know those ladies will pray for that board too. Because, you know, they've been singled out. With those, the two of them will never be happy. You know, so they have singled out Billy Dantzler, the two ladies, and Carol McIntosh. Yep. Yep. Carol McIntosh. So Miss McIntosh and Miss Dantzler have been singled out, that those two who are asking for unclipped videos shouldn't even have to ask, but should be given. If you're talking about from the beginning to the end, how do you clip out and edit and pull out what you want? Just dirty and shameful. So this has been a long week. I don't know how we done got on that, but I appreciate everyone for staying tuned. Mickey, that's almost 2 hours.
Yeah,
We free. Take them shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just want to praise him. I just want to praise him.
I'm gonna get on you about that praise.
Oh Lord, you know he did have some good jokes about the praise dress. He's almost in there. What kind of shoes you got on? And he keep using that. I'm like, Woodson has gotten all his mileage out of the praise dance dress. But it'd be cold. I had on a different skirt, but it's cold up there. So I'm like, forget this, you know. And I just put on a longer skirt. And he told me you can pull the tip of it up, and it'll be like your praise dance and say hallelujah. Anyways, I want everybody to enjoy your weekend. And I guess nothing else you want to go over, Mickey. When is the next? Whose show is next?
Everybody did theirs until Monday, but we filling some things up. I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, listen. Click like, share, and subscribe to 810 News Media Group, because it takes news platforms like this to cover the things that will affect you and your family. This is local news topics and issues that we have to discuss. We have the uncomfortable conversations that need to be had. I want everyone to have a beautiful and blessed rest of your weekend. And listen, for everybody to tune in, if I didn't say your name, charge it to my mind, not to my heart. And I love all of y'all and appreciate the support. Enjoy your weekend.